What I do is put over very serious messages, but in an entertaining and, above all, interactive way.
Can you just make some sort of physical contact with your neighbour and tell him or her how you're feeling at this time of the morning? Can you just do that, please? I mean, can you just...
Very often there's a barrier between the speaker and those spoken to, and you need to break it down by getting people to touch their neighbour, talk to them. This is very much their event, not just something they're going to be spoken at. And what I find is that there's a difference here between two styles of presenting. One which I call wizardry. In other words, there's some brilliant presentation, round of applause, collect check, leave room. Not necessarily in that order. And what I call alchemy, where what you're trying to do is actually touch into people's own ability to transform themselves, to bring their full commitment and passion to bear on the business they're running.
Something you've seen before, but with a new twist. 9 dots, you've got to join them all with 4 straight lines without the pen leaving the paper. What do people do? They have self-limiting boundaries, so they don't go outside the 9 dots. And they go, that's what you do. The following answer was sent by the author, by a 9-year-old girl to the author of a famous book on creativity. She said, forget about 4 lines. She said, you can do it with 1 line. This is saying, we are going to change the box of our whole industry. The elderly Australian lady who was asked, would you like to visit England? She thought about it for a bit, and then she said, nah, she said, I wouldn't want to go there. Isn't that where all the convicts come from? Now, you have to stop a minute and think about it. It's a very strange, upside-down world, isn't it?
There is one constant theme in all the work that I'm doing, which is how to think creatively and innovatively about yourself, your team, your unit, your function, or your organisation, and even more widely, your industry.
The #1 blind spot that all leaders, and everyone in this room is a leader, that all of us have, is we overestimate the power of what we say and underestimate the power of what we do and are seen to do.
When I'm speaking at one of these conferences, I do research to understand enough about the business so that I know what the major issues are. I'm not telling people how to run their business, but what I am doing is touching in to their own creativity and passion to run their own concern much better and more effectively.
Let's have really fantastic quality ideas. When I say blue, red, green, have the ideas, select the best ones as a team that come into each of those 3 categories, and go slightly green on it, make the idea really concrete enough so we could really see it in action. Don't come up with soft, fluffy stuff that says, listen to our customers better. Great, yes, you need to, and how?
If you have 5 a month, we have the top 10 on an annual basis gets a real prize. Yeah.
So who's on first? The team that volunteers. Right, well, there we go.
Our most innovative idea, this is a global term, a trophy for cock-up of the month.
We fix the issue for the customer.
The most innovative thing that we came up with was to invite customers.
There seems to be an incredible amount of creativity in the room. This isn't just for the sake of a conference, this is for real.
Organisations need to innovate or die. It's a very simple message. How do we actually do it? A basic premise of my work is that it's difficult to think in fresh and creative ways because of the problem of experience. So what I do is give people visual illusions, examples.
When General Electric had a serious problem with quality in their aeroplane engines over Chicago in 1984, one of these planes, what happened was the plane nearly crashed due to a quality problem. The quality director brought the pilot and the tape of the last few minutes of that flight in front of his quality engineers, and he said that did more good than a whole year's worth of quality training. What have you had from me today? You've had a number of models. And I want to leave you with a thought of what the word model means. You've had a model for blue, red, green, which I hope you can use. You've had a model for cynics, spectators, players, inwardly folk. They're all models. A colleague of mine went to work a few years ago, and his wife told him in the morning, you're a model husband. He went home in the evening, and he said, darling, what did you mean a model husband? And she thought about it for a bit, and then she said, look it up in the dictionary. And he did, and there it was. A model is a small working imitation of the real thing. So You are the real thing. You go back as a player, there'll be buzz, there'll be energy. Thank you very much. Thank you.